everybody loves missing events. I think that the missing events are big master keys to wanting to do something else or making progress or moving into the next stage of your incarnation. And it's not about just identifying them, like mummy never loved me. That's identifying them. That's just reporting the problem. We don't do that. We do art solutions. We're going to be working with a variety of different ways to not install missing events, but to catalyze whatever the energy system needs to get over it finally, to move that system forward from being juvenile to becoming, evolving, becoming more adult, becoming more grown up. Seeing that I'm nearly 65, it's about time I grew up a little, hey? And I think that the missing events are the way towards that. I think they're quite wonderful. And I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to working with whoever wants to turn up for the Missing Events StarLab.
Yeah, that starts on the 3rd of June, runs for 4 weeks. It's Monday nights at 8 p.m.
UK.
Yeah, if you go on the website, on the homepage, there's a news article that's just popped up on time.
And it has a picture of a missing puzzle piece in it.
Yes, which I think is a really good way of explaining that. You'll complete the puzzle.
Yeah.
And this is interesting. This is different. This is different to Star Matrix black holes, isn't it? Like events missing from the timeline where you.
Yes, of course. I mean, we do want to check whether it is indeed a missing event we're dealing with, or whether it's just one of those where you just didn't remember. But yeah, I think missing events are quite wonderful. I mean, I was thinking of one the other day. If I didn't have this, I would want to install this as a missing event. It was a star event where when I was a very young aspect living in the pub, he was a hotel guest, I think. And my young aspect came in with a picture of a house and a tree. And the guys saw that and offered to purchase this for 5 marks, which was a huge coin back in the day in Germany. A huge, big, heavy coin, and to a tiny aspect. It was much bigger than my hand. It was like all the money in the world. And so he bought this painting. I didn't want to sell it, but I got moaned at by my mother to sell it to the man. And the man said, "Oh, thank you very much. I'm going to be so happy with that. I'm going to hang that up in my office. And whenever I feel depressed or down or anxious, I'm going to look at it and it's going to cheer me up." And the little aspect then went to, "Oh, okay, I can always draw. I could always paint another one. Yeah, sure, you can have it." And she was happy. So I've often thought about this, and I thought, God, if I had never had that event, would I still be painting the way I did, or would I be thinking in terms of what my art does for other people at all? Would that have ever occurred to me if that hadn't happened?
Yeah. So he connected your art with how it would make him feel and how that would raise his energy.
Yes. Because I remember this thing about, I didn't want to give him the painting because I liked it myself. And I didn't want to sell it to him because money didn't make any sense to me. But then when he said about how it would cheer him up, I remember being able to think that, oh, wow, what a wonderful thing to give somebody something they can take away, and it cheers them up even if you're not there. Wow, that's amazing. That's magic.
That's a really interesting connection there, that you didn't want the money, but the way you made him feel was like the currency that meant something to you.
Yes, because I was 3 years old at the time.
I think you're still like that now. I think you want to
help
people.
Indeed.
And this is, we don't, you give a lot away for free, Sylvia, because it makes them feel better.
This is what I'm thinking to myself. I might need another event. Event. Yeah. So when we're talking about missing events, we're not really, if you want to do Mummy Never Loved Me, by all means, please feel free. But I'm thinking more in terms of really specific stuff that can help us move forward in our incarnation, like something that is just not working, and it's not trauma-based.
Nobody has ever helped me. I've had to do everything by myself.
Yeah, that's very easily disproven with a star event.
Yeah.
You can just bounce that with a star event. Go on, Sandra.
I worked on this, a missing event for myself some time back. As I remember, what I observed my pattern with, I was always disappointed and angry and resentful about my family, didn't respect me in my profession because they don't understand anything about energy and spirituality. And so I would frequently get disappointed and angry with them that they don't respect me, you know, and I'm like a professional in my area. And this was going on for some time. And then suddenly it dawned on me at 50 something. Why at 50 something am I still needing and looking for respect from my family? You know, should have grown up somehow, somewhere along the way.
Should have been, that should have been done a long time ago.
Yeah. So then I created an event for myself of respecting myself for my profession. And once I did that, I kind of created an energized state threshold shift for myself of self-respect for my work. That never happened again. I never had that, like looking for respect from my family anymore. It's like
excellent,
my own self-assurance. So it did definitely have a growing up effect,
right?
Which is, going from an immature pattern to a growing up effect when I did that, having noticed it.
Yeah, it's a fascinating thing, and I love it. And there's, especially when we go and get a little bit more specific to, like, there's this one thing that I just can't do. And then asking, all right, now what kind of event should you have had when you were 3 years old or 5 years old or something that would have done that? And when we're saying that, really, we're not talking about some weird time travel, because these juvenilely stuck systems still exist in us today. They're still with us today and all the time. They're in real life in our energy system now. And we are addressing them directly, and whatever there needs to be done. And it's not just removing blockages, there's something else. And it needs what we call a miracle expansion, a healing event, an energized end state, something that kicks that juvenile system into action so that it finally gets to grow up. And I find that super interesting. And we can apply that on any topic we want, career, business, work, life, respect, whatever that is that turns you on. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think it'll be very, very exciting. And sometimes, like with my painting event, I'm wondering if there's like a secondary event that should have happened at some point beyond that one man with his painting. Because I have been kind of stuck with this thing and not being able to evolve it for all the tapping and star matrixing in the world. So I'm curious, very curious about that, and I'm looking forward to it. StarLabs are fabulous. They really are so interesting.